Well, Picard and crew are still cruising along, and they've got yet another diplomatic mission, and they got to transport some ambassadors and all of that. And when you know it, one of the ambassadors is Deanna Troy's mom. Yeah, she's back on there to cause all kind of shenanigans. It was to be a silly episode, and that was about it, you know. But it's also kind of sad because it seems Loxwana, oh, wait. You know, Troy's mom was going through space menopause, and this made her even more horny than usual, and she was looking for a man. Okay, mostly Picard. She was checking him out and chasing him around. She hit on some other guys, including Riker and all that, but and even developed a crush on a holographic character and whatnot, but it was all for laughs, even though, again, it's kind of sad, you know. But anyway, not a whole lot to it. Picard, of course, is not interested, so he escapes into yet another holographic Dixon Hill fantasy thing, which results in Troy, the elder Troy, meeting this fictional bartender and getting quite smitten with him. Anyway, after all of that, turns out there was a nefarious plot afoot. Oh boy, there was, because these two fish guy ambassadors were actually going to commit an assassination at this diplomatic get-together, and Troy could read their minds, and at the last minute she said, oh, by the way, these guys are gonna so okay, you got in one pretty good joke at the end, and of course they get busted and all that, and then off she goes with her weird looking manservant guy, and that's that. Yeah, that was pretty much it. It wasn't that good of an episode, but it wasn't awful. But the next episode, that one was really good. It's a Worf episode, and a lot of times, like, Data episodes are really good, and Worf episodes tend to be really good, and they get better as the show progresses, which is true of the entire series. So, we meet a very important character. Turns out Worf has a girlfriend. Well, kind of, sort of. Well, they really seal the deal in this episode. So she's easily the love of his life. Of course, she will go on to be the mother of his son and so on and so forth. But here, boy, there's just a breakdown in communication. You should have said the right thing, but you didn't. So on and so forth. And yet, they're supposed to work on this project. See, she's an ambassador of sorts. As well, but there's this lost Klingon ship where the crew put themselves in hibernation on some secret mission. Well, turns out they're from an era when the Federation was at war with the Klingon Empire, so oh boy, when they wake up, they're probably going to attack Federation outposts. So Worf's girlfriend, she's like, look, they're Klingons, it's too bad, but your best bet is just to destroy the ship before they cause any trouble. But Picard's like, no, there must be some other way. So he orders Worf to figure it out, and so Worf's got to work with her, and he goes, I don't want to talk to her. And so they go back and forth. So they go into Worf's holodeck program, where he fights Space Skeletor and Porcupine Man. And, boy, this turns them on, and they get it on, yeah. Turns out, no surprise, Klingons like it rough, Yeah. So anyway, that happens, and so Worf says, well, that's that. We're officially married, and I call you my wife or whatever, and she's expected to respond with some oath, and she's like, screw that. Because you got to understand, she's half human. Yeah, somehow that happened, And so she's in a conflict. So it's once again, the conflict between two different species who, for the most part, are human, except they have something on their foreheads. And so that's her conflict, and she would get really enraged, and she would have to try to rein that in. And, her and Troy would have girl talk, and she would giggle, and it would be okay. But still, her main problem is that, her love for Worf and Worf's love for her, but they're scared, you know, so they struggle to say it. And, well, they never really do, except at the very end where it was, you know, he was saying like it was a matter of honor because, you know, they made the beast with two backs, so he figured, hey, it's the honorable thing for us to get married. And, of course, she wanted it to be more than just, you know, ritual or tradition or whatever. And ultimately at the end, it did matter more than that. So there you go. Oh, what? Yeah, Worf, you romantic, you know. But she's got to go on her mission to deal with those Klingons. See, they had to come up with some sort of plan, and at the last minute, Worf said, "Hey, I got an idea." So when they make contact with these Klingons who are firing on the Enterprise, but of course their ship's really old, and the Enterprise is far superior to theirs, so it wasn't really doing a whole lot. But Worf makes contact with them and convinces them that he is the captain of the Enterprise, and that the Federation Klingon War is over, and to give the appearance the Klingons won, and now they're in control of the Federation. Well, it works, you know. The guy says, "Well, all right." So then they surrender and all this stuff, and so Worf's girlfriend's got to beam over there and, you know, acclimate him to the new world and all this stuff. And they figured that'll work, so off she goes, you know. So she'll be back for later episode. Of course, will carry Worf's son, and then, well, it doesn't end well for Worf and his romance with his one true love. That's unfortunate, but, well, it's all a part of the great narrative of Worf's tragic story, more or less. Not completely tragic. He moves on. There's other gals in his life. And all that sort of stuff. So, but still, there's going to be some big heartache for Worf down the road. But anyway, this is where we're introduced to, and I'm blanking on her name. How can that be? Kaylor? Is that not Kayla, but I think, yeah. Damn it. It's embarrassing. But anyway, she wasn't my girlfriend. It was Worf's. So, you know, if he gets it wrong, he's in trouble. But anyway, hey, they're off to a great start, you know. And, you know, they have a child. So, you know, that's something. Yeah. Anyway, that was the better episode of the two. And there we go. 2 episodes again of Star Trek: The Next Generation.